spectated, and then also everyone's going to have a chance to throw a hole. So if you brought your disc with you, we're going to go down the list in order of when you signed up, and that's how we're going to go through it. And then basically everyone will have 2 passes. So I believe Severin was the first to sign up, so thank you, Severin. He'll have a choice of throwing on hole 1, hole 2, or hole 3, whatever he wants to do, and then we'll just go down the list like that. Okay, sound good?
Perfect. Yeah,
right.
Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. Glad I get to spend some time, play some holes with you. Be sure to ask some questions if you have them. I can't answer obviously a ton of questions, but if you have a question, feel free. If your form or whatever it may be, kind of can use it as a little short clinic as well. So that'll work out great. And sweet.
All right. Once again, big round of applause for Ricky. Thanks for being out here, everybody.
You guys.
Just
Perfect.
rip it.
All right, I guess I'll use it as kind of an instructional deal where I'll kind of explain everything. But yeah, I mean, anytime you start with a hole like this, you just gotta see the slope, you gotta see the wind. Everything's gonna want to push more right than you normally would think on a shot like this. So for me, I'm picking a stable disc. I'm gonna throw a force, and I'm just gonna kind of aim kind of straight at the basket, knowing that the slope and the wind's gonna push it like his. He threw it out wide and then never really actually hyzered. Anytime you're throwing into a crosswind, a lot of times it just wants to go straight, even if it's a stable disc. So knowing what your disc does in the wind before you're throwing it and what you're expecting it to do, and then playing that wind read is super important. Instead of a lot of amateurs, they'll like play a hole like this and they'll just throw it out to the right, expecting their stable disc to hyzer. But when you have a crosswind and you've got a slope like this, you're just going to stay out to the right. You should change your aim to throw kind of left side, so that way the wind's going to push it. So that's just something I'm keeping in mind for sure when I'm playing this hole. And yeah, so keeping it on a hyzer, countering the wind, because I know it's going to push. So it's going to should push, and then get kind of a skip at the end here. And that's kind of exactly what happened. I threw it a little low, but hit the line kind of how I want. You got a pretty gripping left to right wind. It's not, not an easy putt. It's more of something, if it's just a tournament, I'm probably not going to chain high going by the basket. Then I'm risking three putting. But from here, shot like this, I changed my actual aiming point because we got a left to right ripping wind. So instead of like aiming at the basket like I would here, I'm actually turning my aiming point a little bit to the left, like I'm aiming at the camera guy. So the camera guy, if I can throw it at the camera guy, by the time it gets to the basket, it's going to want to turn because the wind's going to push it, right? So that's the little things that I'm thinking about when I'm going through my process right here. So I aim at the camera guy, it's going to go up, the wind's going to push it. So play the wind read. Doesn't mean I'm going to make it, it just means I'm going to give it the best chance to be. Oh. Alright, par hole 1. Going straight. This is normally a disc that's going to want to skip and go way left, but the wind's just going to hold it straight. So I'm trusting my wind read in the disc choice to know it's going to go straight. So that looks exactly like I want to throw it, basically. That's pretty much perfect. Oh my God. Pretty far uphill. I guess I'll do a runoff. It's kind of in between for me. It's kind of in between like just throwing a standstill and a runoff. Throw a runoff just because here's the backstop. I can go long the basket and know that that's a backstop. Like I'm going to try to throw it super high. Try to make it, but knowing that if I hit the rocks behind it, it's going to be an easy putt from there. And yeah. I just know that I can rifle it pretty hard, hopefully not hit the camera guy. What?
Oh. Oh.
So,
That was smooth.
Rebecca, do you want maybe take a moment?
Yeah.
Martin,
Yeah.
you're up.
All right.
You ready to rock this hole, or you?
I am ready to try rock this.
All right.
All right, he's ready.
I have a 360
All right, give it
in my
up
arm.
give it up for Martin, everybody.
All right.
Woo!
The right side. Picking my route on this hole is very wind dependent. If it's a right to left wind, that allows me to be able to throw the right side hyzer, because I can throw kind of over the trees and let the wind know that once again the wind's the opposite as hole 1. It's a right to left wind, so I know I'm gonna have to throw it way high and wide to the right, and then know once it runs out of speed, the wind's gonna just carry it back left. So using the wind to your advantage, knowing what it's gonna do before you throw it, and then trying to execute that shot. If it was no wind or a headwind, the headwind's going to make your disc go a lot straighter, so I'm going to have to take a more direct route. I would definitely not be able to throw the hyzer if it's a headwind or left to right wind. So only one of the winds, which is happens to be right now, is when I'll throw the right side hyzer. And once they're off the hole, I'll show you kind of my train of thought. But I'm basically trying to throw a shot almost at those houses, nice and high, and then playing a shot that's going to basically come in and potentially just spike into the ground. And that's kind of the ideal play. The miss on this hole is you definitely want to go left, because you want to make sure to go high over the trees and not risk hitting them. The only problem with this route is if you do get a wind drop, you can hit those trees and drop OB. That could potentially happen, but that's kind of the risk you take throwing them over the top shot like this into the wind.
Would you ever throw a forehand on this one?
No. Just doesn't really set up that well. There's one tree right there.
Yeah.
Anytime you're throwing, I want to throw the highest percentage shot to avoid trees. So I don't want to ever throw a shot that's going to risk hitting a tree unless if I have the option, this is the most wide open shot. I can throw over the top, know that my height's going to be good, and I have no chance of really hitting a tree. Unless I get a weird wind dropper. But the forehand, there's a tree in the way, so that would basically deter me from wanting to throw that, just because that's kind of there in the way. I don't want to hit someone in the head.
That would be important.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
So when
Wind cooperates.
Ooh.
Right. I might still be alright actually. I was so lucky.
Oh.
I think it's safe.
Wow.
That's crazy. Going through that gap. That's crazy. Yeah, that takes tons of skill right there. And luck.
I'm gonna try Ricky's line here. Since I'm an amateur, I'm just aiming to miss the trees and land safe and do my upshot and take my par and go to the next hole. Yeah.
Come on.
That's good.
Fight.
Wow.
That's real nice. Got a lot better. So I'm making little adjustments like that. Like as you saw, the first one was a little bit to the right. You go ahead if you want.
Throw it in. Put some pressure on you. Ah.
I didn't make it. Easy par, no stress. Now I'm going to show you the second way to approach it, which a lot of amateurs do. Is if you keep hyzer on it, watch what's going to happen at the end. Well, I made this. So,
Amateur way it is.
but that's the difference. So those two were pretty much the same putt, except that first one I kept it on Annie and it dropped. The second one I kept on hyzer and it was lifting. Yeah, good putt. Good putt. The one bunker on the hole that I know that if I can go past that bush, I want to basically go, I would say, 10 to 15 meters past the bush and just dead straight. If anything, I want to err on the side of being too far right because that's where the safe side is. I don't want to be anywhere near the out of bounds. So pretty much throwing my straight disc. As you saw, the cap wraps is pretty stable disc. And I'm going to have to upgrade disc because the headwind is going to slow my disc down. So if there's no wind, I might throw a putter. Where now I'm throwing a driver because I'm throwing into headwind. It's going to want to fly a lot slower because that wind's fighting me. So that's kind of the decision I'm making on a headwind shot like this. Going straight, 10, 15 meters past the bush. And there's my disc, right? Wow. So that's pretty much. Oh, you got my back? Yeah. I showed you the way to go. Let's see it.
He's a lefty as well.
Oh, lefty. All right, cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
70, 98 rated.
All right, awesome.
Let's go, kidder.
All right.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Good shot.
Go back.
Get back.
Ah.
Is it safe? I don't know. It might be. No. That was bad. You hit the fairway for the most part.
Gjorde inte bort det i alla fall.
Nej. Jag kunde lika gärna hålla
Ett av dina bästa kast i ditt liv, eller?
Ja.
Jag trodde fan den skulle jobba tillbaka lite där.
Men jag
Ja.
på det. Jag funderade faktiskt på att ta den.
Ja.
Kan man lägga så.
Nu har du en lite grisig dropzone, men jag tror du kommer över i alla fall.
Ja.
Mm. Den är upp till höger där. It was your coaching skills on how to throw it.
No, it was all you. It was all you.
Vad var det?
Vad för något? Du har ju OB, du är safe fram till första pinnen och sen har du OB andra sidan. It's his first time ever at Ale. First time throwing a hole is with Ricky Wysockie.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Du har ju OB slutar ju lite där. Ja. Gå igenom grenarna, så jag hade försökt lägga mig liksom där safe. Du behöver inte pusha igenom någon av träden. Nej. Men safe på den sidan. Ja. Så typ. Get through and down. Yeah, perfect.
Du får vara med oftare faktiskt.
Ja, man.
Det är perfekt.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Good job.
Jag trodde nästan på att han skulle...
Oj!
Ja.
Jag trackar korgen.
Ja, och sen tänkte jag att han började skutta.
Ja.
Vad lätt det var att hamna OB när du kom och sprang. Eller innanför.
Ja, lite det.
So that one's probably OB, yeah. Or I guess it's the same, barely. But I just didn't start it high enough. That one I wanted to started probably like a foot higher to give it the better chance to go in. That one's better. So that's just the difference, right? So now you can see.
Ooh.
You know, it's a really good design because it does allow for chances to.
Sätter du den så vinner du.
The three
Ja.
like
Ja.
this, right?
Let's go.
You know, so that's the risk on the first putt, is that can happen. As you go that far past and you miss the next putt, kind of makes you think you got to play strategically. There you go. Nice. Good bogey save, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Very nice. Yeah. I'll save par for that from there for you. I'll do it too. All right, so for hole 5, you got a right to left wind, so that's gonna obviously once again the wind always dictates the shot. If the wind's different, I change my shot. You got to adapt to your game plan to the wind conditions, and you got to have a shot ready no matter what. If I step up and tomorrow's a different wind, I know a shot I'm throwing immediately and I'm ready for it. And I've practiced it before. A lot of times people don't practice it in their practice round, so then they step up, the winds are different, and they kind of get thrown off. But for me, on my first shot, I'm gonna throw a forehand. My forehand's gonna go straight, and then once it's ready to skip, it's not really gonna skip right. It's gonna skip up. So that's kind of the thought process. I'll throw a backhand as well. If there's no wind, I'll also like the backhand play, depending on what wind conditions we get. But so it should skip straight, just like that, and that should be about 8 meters to the right of the basket. And then here.
Oh, nice try.
You put me in a tough spot.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, there has a lot of, mountain to kind of go into and to kind of kill the speed. So, and then the backhand's right there.
Nice birdie.
Thank you.
Det var någon mot
Yep. So, throw zone, but once again, changing the height from our friend who threw it too high. I'm going to throw it nice and low and try to make that adjustment. That one might be a little bit too That was a little bit better, but it might be too far right.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. So, yeah, probably OB.
Yep.
So, yeah, a lot of weight. That one's a little bit tight. Not exactly what I wanted. I would say it might be OB. I'm gonna throw one more. So that one was not ideal. I threw a little bit early. This one's gonna be the same shot. I'm just gonna throw it a little bit wider little bit more right. There we go, that's better. That one's a lot better. A little bit more right, no chance to go OB. Where if you throw it into the gap and it's too windy, it's literally just going to turn right into the trees, which I'm sure a lot of you have done that. And that's simply because you're trying to throw it out of the gap and the wind's going to turn it into the gap. So that's little things with the wind that I'm trying to do. I'm not throwing it into the middle of the gap. I'm throwing it almost at that white tree. It's going to be flat and then try to turn into the gap. And so that's kind of, it depends how much wind. We don't have a ton of wind, so I might have to aim more straight at the gap. But if it's super windy like it has been the last couple rounds, I'm throwing it left and playing that. So I'm going to throw it onyx. So at the gap is turning, right? So that's pretty much exactly what I told you. Good wind read on. Do it. Almost missed it. If you played here, you know. But there's an upslope right in front of the basket. So basically what I'm trying to do is hit and stop right there. So use the upslope to your advantage. I know that that's the terrain of the green. And I know that once you hit is kind of where you stop. You don't really skip up there on the green. So knowing the green and the speed of the green, it's a very slow green because once you hit, it's not going anywhere. So hyzer flip, trying to just throw it low. Trying to throw it just, 8 meters short of the basket, basically is what I'm trying to do. Let's see if it turns. Didn't quite turn enough. We're going to pop it up a little bit more. So how I'm going to counter it, the wind's kind of died, so I'm going to turn my disc a little bit more out of the hand. Dang, it's not really turning much. Okay, so that's not bad. Once again, those are still all right. They're still probably, 14, 13 meters to the left. Birdie putt, birdie chance. Just like that. That one's good.
Good edge.
Next. You're up next? Yeah. Let's do it. Can you show me the way?
I have no idea.
How are you going to show me if you don't know what the way is?
It's not my bag.
Oh, you don't have your bag?
No, I'll take the disc I bought.
Okay.
There we go, fresh
There
disc.
we go.
All right, give it up for Johan, everybody.
Yeah.
First throw, new disc. Easy.
The disc fault.
Yeah, it's in you. Too grippy.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Ah.
Kind of perfect.
They may have gotten it right before y'all started.
Yeah,
So, like,
it wasn't here when I went.
Literally while y'all were on 10, they were pulling it out of 18.
Okay.
Wow. Just be perfect.
Yep.
Wow.
Right in the yellow flowers, right? Can you get? I'm super excited to be competing out here in front of the amazing Swedish crowd this week. It's going to be an awesome weekend, and I can't wait to start.
7 years since your last round. Is it going to be 7 years until you come back again?
No, definitely not. I have a feeling I'm going to be back here a lot in the years to come, as this is going to be an epic disc golf property hosting big events, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Very good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.